Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I want to talk about someone you may have heard of, a legendary comedian, actor, screenwriter, Robin Williams. And as most of you know, he had died recently on August 11th of this year. Death was attributed to suicide caused by asphyxia. He had hung himself. Very sad. I'm despondent over this, as are, I'm sure, millions of people out there. It's a terrible tragedy. This is very devastating, especially to the world of the actors and his fans that were enamored with his work. Robin Williams was somebody that was very versatile, being given the fact he was a screenwriter, actor. He did stand-up comedy. There was something about him I thought was so interesting, intriguing. The fact that he just always seemed, he felt compelled to be funny. I think that he wanted others to have that connection with the Robin Williams that was seen on TV. And I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, that he's he's the type of person to put on his front or facade or anything. But I think he just wanted people to see that side of him constantly, that comedic side. I was watching something the other, I think I don't know if it was last night or the night before, and it was on Dr. Drew. And it was a comedian that had talked about Robin Williams picking his checkup during the time that he was on Mork and Mindy. I guess it's from like the Comedy Club or something similar to that name. And when he walked by the person, he said "Nanu Nanu," and he just wanted to kind of give him a reminder that he is the guy from, I guess, Mork and Mindy. And to be facetious, it was just something in Robin Williams' nature to always have that comedy in him, that comedic flippant side to show everybody. Something else too about him, I mean, obviously he was unequivocally one of the funniest people during contemporary time, or even of all time, I would say. I think that's really strongly connected with his legacy. He something I think of that was hilarious. I remember one time he was on he appeared as a guest on the Ellen DeGeneres show. I don't know if it's called Ellen or whatever show she hosts or had hosted or whatever. And she said something, okay, before Robin Williams made his appearance, that we're going to do this test, and we're gonna subtract points or something for every time he makes a joke or funny gesture. And I mean, the points just kept racking up and up, as pretty much as she predicted, because he just, I think it was just such a part of his essence and being, just to be funny constantly. And this was something where, whether he was on an interview, even I'm sure with friends, whether he's and obviously when he's performing comedy, of course, he just had that need, that compulsion, or whatever, to be comedic. And sadly, I mean, the thing about Robin Williams is that we have to remember, maybe this is the biggest flaw, is that he just wasn't perfect or infallible. I mean, we know that he had to combat depression, cocaine addiction for part of his life, and obviously that's not easy. And for him to be jocular even during these periods, it just shows, it's a testament to his strength of character as a person. And he also, I mean, he had done some things connected with charity, philanthropy, very charitable person. He was, I figured, prominently in comic relief fundraising. He had performed at at least one comedic routine for the troops in United States troops, I should say, in Afghanistan. And really, that this is just somebody that was, I'm sure, a lot more to him than he was really showing people. Now, I saw something else on Dr. Drew where I can't remember, but one of the guests had stated that she or he had met Robin Williams or was associated with him. And there was one time where he was kind of in a sitting down, just being very quiet, and I think he was maybe reading a magazine or a book or something, and somebody had asked him if everything was okay, because they just knew him to be so gregarious and so comedic constantly that they couldn't understand why he had deviated from that way of being at that particular moment. But that was because it was just he was really willing to kind of divulge himself or show himself, which showed that he had, I guess you would kind of say, let his guard down a little bit. But that's essentially, I think, what he did in that instance. So we look at this person, and he was very adaptable to different roles he could play. He could either, it seemed like that he primarily was connected with comedic roles, but I mean, he was in Goodwill Hunting, and it showed that he acted somewhat of a mentor. I don't remember the actor's name that played alongside him, but that person, he kind of acted as a mentor role in that movie toward that person. And it's just really it's just a terrible tragedy that this had to happen. And really what it comes down to is I look at this, and I just try to encourage people that no matter how bad or dire or adverse things get, it's just very important to make sure you seek help. Don't do yourself in, whether it was what Robin Williams did with the hanging, or whatever it might be, jumping off a cliff. It just, don't take that way out, because what happens is, and I know Robin Williams would not do something like this. I don't think he'd do something maliciously like this. But what you have to remember is that there's people, the loved ones around you, are going to feel repercussions, and you're really going to sadden a lot of people in your sphere. Whether it's there might be some your friends, the people that are very loyal and steadfast to you, prominent family members, and if you're a famous person like Robin Williams, obviously contemporaries, your peers, your tremendous fan base. I'm sure he had millions of people that were enthralled with his work. So it just really, remember, people, it's just such a fundamental rule to don't be afraid. I mean, I'm sure Robin Williams had certain things with treatment, but at the same time, it's always important to maybe talk with somebody before going into that, to take that avenue out, and don't even look at that as a worst case scenario or a last resort, because it's important to think of the others around you and how you might impact them in the process while if you're doing this. I understand things can get very tough sometimes. I've contemplated of not waking up in the morning a number of times, but I don't really ever see myself ever doing myself in, lack of a better choice of words. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I'm putting it. Well, anyway, people, I just wanted to close with saying that Robin Williams, hey, you know what, you're gone, but certainly not forgotten. You left an indelible legacy on many fans out there. Many of us hope to see you, want to see you again one day, I'm sure, and we know where that place will be. A place that has a little ascension. It's a little above us. I think you guys know what I'm talking, guys and gals know what I'm talking about. And I think me, and I'm sure many others, thank Robin Williams for what he's done, and thank you, Robin. And I just wanted to close with that. And until next time, people, stay well.